Hello, gorgeous. Welcome to Blissfully Bloom. I'm Tori, your host, and this podcast was created to inspire women to transform their mindset, blossom from within, and be unafraid to be their authentic selves. Get ready to grow, evolve, and bloom. I am so excited to be back and making more podcast episodes for y'all. I have just been busy with the holiday season and I visited my family in New Orleans, and I just got back to Colorado Springs maybe like a week ago. So I wanted to take a rest, a much needed rest. And what we are going to talk about today is I'm going to share with y'all my top 3 big lessons that I've learned for the year 2021. Allow my lessons to be your inspiration and just give you more insight and wisdom around your own situations that you may be going through. So, without further ado, let's get started. As I reflect back and look at all of the things that I have learned, all of the things that I have achieved in the year of 2021, I just feel so much gratitude in my heart of just my journey in 2021, because right after graduating college, me and Cooper decided to move to Colorado Springs, and that was a tremendous change right there, and one that I could say was terrifying for me because it was a whole new city. I was definitely terrified of driving in the snow because we moved during a time where it was literally probably the most brutal winter you could imagine in Colorado Springs. I was really scared of starting a new job and actually going into the career world. I would say I felt a big mix of emotions during that time because, yeah, I was so excited to begin this new journey and really step into this new lifestyle of mine, but then also I was leaving behind my family, my friends, my lifestyle in New Orleans. And so the first lesson that I want to share with y'all is change comes with growth. And it took me a little while to really allow that to settle in because it was just so hard for me. I was extremely emotional. I had a lot of doubts about it because, as we were in our Penske truck and all of our things were in the truck, I had my car pulled and it was being towed by a Penske truck. The realities really didn't sink in until we started physically moving our items from the truck to our apartment, and then it just started to sink in when everything was in our apartment, and I was like, OMG, we are here now, and there's really no turning back. We literally just got here. We've done the thing. Like, we are here now. And I feel like in that moment, fear took over me even more. I had all of these mixed feelings about change. I knew deep down that it was good for me, but it was also scary at the same time. And so if you right now are going through some changes in your life, just know that there is going to be something that comes out of that change, of you stepping into something new, something unfamiliar, something that is unknown territory. That is going to push you towards growing and evolving yourself. Because here's the thing, I am not the same person that I was when I left New Orleans. I am completely different, but for the better. With this huge life change of mine came tremendous growth within me, and I see it, I feel it, I experience it, and I'm open to the possibilities of growing even further. And now I look at change with a whole new different set of eyes, because beforehand I really was iffy. It was kind of iffy, wishy washy here and there. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but
like I said, I was doubtful about the change, but I have learned to completely embrace it. And so, if you're on the fence right now about bringing in and allowing change into your life, just allow yourself to really give it a try. Give change a try and allow it to be a part of your life, because you will then see the positive effects of it. You will begin to show up differently, become a whole new different woman, a whole new different version of yourself. And so looking back, it's really crazy to me to think that it's almost been a year since moving here. And I honestly didn't think we were going to make that big of a change from the get-go. I mean, I graduated college in December 2020, and we literally took off and moved by January 9th. But I just have no regrets about it. Beforehand, yes, I was doubtful, but I'm so glad we took that chance. And I'm glad that we embraced that change and actually took action to change our lives, change our lifestyles, change where we lived. If you seek out change, know that growth is around the corner. You're going to be happy that you embraced it, tapped into the change, and allowed it to work its magic on you. All right, so moving on to my next lesson, my huge lesson that I learned in 2021. And that lesson is confidence comes after the action. Oftentimes, we think that we need to be confident and have the confidence in order to do that thing, in order to pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue. And you wait for the confidence before actually starting. And what I've learned is that no, confidence comes after the action. You have to do that thing first before you start to see your confidence grow. And I have taken on a lot of things this past year that has allowed me to see exactly that, exactly what I'm telling you now. For example, I became an online English teacher for VIP Kid, and you actually got to choose when to start taking your classes and when to open your slot times, as they called it, which is just your class times, and that is your availability. And you get to open up those slots as to when you teach and say, like, hey, I'm open, I'm available, I can teach this class. But here's the thing, a lot of teachers go on the platform and they wait and wait and wait and wait and wait before actually, it took me about almost a week and a half to actually start opening time slots. But then I realized, oh my gosh, I just need to do it, because the longer that I wait, the more the fear is going to settle in, and the more that I'm going to make excuses for myself as to not start anyway. So I ended up just, yeah, I needed to just open a few slots, get my experience in, actually start teaching, and then as I opened up more and more slots, taking that action, then after came the confidence. I started to feel more confident, feel more at ease while teaching. And here is another thing too, is I actually began my coaching training in the year 2021 around the month of June. And for one of the assignments you had to do was actually take on practice clients. And I was so terrified of that. But also, to become a coach, you need to be able to coach clients. That is the job. And I realized I'm going to have to do it eventually. I was just having trouble allowing myself to just take the action, ask family members, ask friends if they wanted me to take them on as their coach. Eventually, I did end up finding the clients that agreed to be my practice clients. And at first, that first coaching session, I was incredibly nervous. I felt like I didn't know what I was doing. I felt like an imposter. But then, as time went on, as I coached more and more clients and built my sessions, the total amount of sessions that I've coached, the more confident I became, the more confident in my coaching skills I became, and I saw myself as a true coach. And so, if you are kind of a little bit weary about taking action and you feel like you're just not ready and you need to be a little bit more confident before going ahead and making that first step, just know that if you decide to just go for it, just take that step right then and there. After you take the step, after you take the action, then you will gain a little bit more confidence. And the more action that you do, the more practice that you do, the more that your confidence will grow and grow. And finally, my last big lesson that I've learned in 2021 is that consistency builds momentum. Now, what I mean by this is that when you show up every single day for a project, for your study sessions, whatever that might look like for you, then the more that your pathway to the final result will be more smoother, more easier, and feel like a breeze. So I actually had some projects that I took on, and one of them was creating my 10-week self-love program called Blossom from Within. Now, overall, this program included 20 plus videos, a 100-page workbook, guided meditations, reflections, and so much more. And whenever I started putting this program together, I was getting so overwhelmed by the amount of material and content that needed to be produced and needed to be completed. But it's kind of like that saying of, which is another mini lesson in itself, you don't eat an elephant by taking one big chunk out of it. That's nearly impossible. You eat an elephant by taking small and small bites. Now, elephants are so cute, I would never do that, but it's a metaphor of saying that your projects, however big they may be, maybe it's writing a book, maybe it's starting a business, whatever that might be, there are probably loads and loads of steps for that project to be completed and finished, but it takes being able to break those steps down into smaller and smaller steps that are manageable and that are realistic for you. Because here's the thing, you cannot overwork yourself and expect to be completed that huge project in a week. It's probably not realistic, it's probably not going to happen, and you may end up breaking yourself down and feeling like a zombie in the end. So what you have to do, and here is my lesson, consistency builds momentum. Like we discussed about before, of breaking it into small steps, take one step, complete that small step on Monday, then on Tuesday, on the next day, take on another small step. And then again, and again, and again. And it's almost as if the more that you show up for it, the more that you put in your time, energy, and work, then it'll feel like a breeze. You won't have to think about, oh, I have to do this project today. No, it'll be almost natural for you to just wake up and be like, oh yeah, I have to work a little bit on my dreams and goals today. And I'm excited about it. I'm passionate. I want it to happen for me. And so many times we get caught up in the end result, and it is through the journey that you really begin to see what you are capable of. Because beforehand, I was questioning myself. I was really asking myself, like, oh my gosh, am I even going to be able to do this? Is this even possible? It's when you turn big projects and dreams and goals that seem impossible, and yes, you turn them into the possible because you prove to yourself that you are willing to make them work, to make them come true. If you are working on something that seems really, really big, just start small. Take any step that will lead you forward, push you forward into your desired results. And then keep doing that consistently. And when you keep doing it and you keep showing up, the easier it will be to show up. At first, it may be hard, and you may be tempted to go binge watch Netflix, to scroll through social media. But then you realize that no, I have to keep showing up. I have to build this consistency so that I am able to produce my desired result. I'm able to make my dreams a reality. But I would also like to note that if during this process of creating and making, you also have to become really aware of your body's needs. If you ever need to take a break from it all, then, you know, that's okay. Because here's the thing, strive for consistency, but if you feel the need to take a break and pause, if you feel like that would be best for you to, okay, after that break, you just skyrocket your energy and you are just filled with all of this beautiful vibes and you feel like that's what your soul needs right now, then absolutely go for it and do that, because I had to give myself breaks. And here's what I did. I made sure to be consistent from Monday through Friday of showing up for my program every single day, working on it, editing videos, actually writing the program's content. And then I made sure to not work on a thing on Saturday and Sunday. And you can bet when Monday hit, I was back on that consistency train, because that is what I promised for myself. That's what I promised to do. And that's what I committed to. But again, hear me out. If you feel like your mental health is rocky and you need to get back on just your element and be really grounded and centered and you feel really shaky, then go ahead and take those necessary breaks when needed. But just know that if something feels really hard and it seems impossible, trust me when I say you can do it. You've absolutely got this. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can produce and you can create whatever it is that you want to bring into this universe. It is absolutely doable, and I believe that you can. Well, I hope that these top 3 lessons really brought you a lot of insight and clarity around your own situations that you may be going through now. And who knows, you may use these lessons for the year of 2022, which I cannot believe we're already in this year. Crazy. It literally sounds futuristic to say. I don't know about you. But I just wanted to say that I appreciate y'all's support, and I'm just so grateful to have y'all here with me on this journey. And for the next episode, you can expect a guest, and I'm super excited to have her on the show. It's definitely going to be a good one, so stay tuned for that. I wanted to keep this episode a little bit short and to the point, but I will definitely be doing more lessons for each year so that this will be kind of a yearly tradition for me. And you know what? Reflect back on your year, on your past year, and really figure out what your lessons were and how you are going to use your lessons as gifts instead of, just forgetting everything that's happened. see what you have learned, see what you have taken on, and how you evolved, how you grew. So I invite you to do a little journaling session and answer, what are your top 3 lessons for the year 2021? If you would love to share your lessons, please do so in the there's going to be a little comment section on Spotify if you're listening there. And yeah, or just share on Instagram and tag my coaching page, blissfully.bloom. I would love to know your lessons. Also, don't forget to subscribe so that you will know when there are new podcast episodes available to you. I hope y'all have a beautiful weekend, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye! Thank y'all so much for listening. I am just so blessed and grateful for y'all's support. And if you haven't gotten the chance, please subscribe to this podcast and share it with your friends and family. Also, check out my YouTube channel, Blissfully Bloom. It's all about self-growth, self-love, and self-healing. I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye!